happened at the beginning of May on the south side, and to the oil spill in the Gulf that continues to happen, and the impacts of those disasters, the impacts of the whole oil-based economy on our health and our well-being and on the planet. So please enjoy the Crude Awakening of San Antonio.
Good, how are you?
Hi, how are you? I just want to tell you what I'm all about. Hi, this is Crude. Gather round, people. I have a story to tell you. Gather round. The story that I'm about to tell is an ordinary story. It's found in any city. It's also a tragic story. But it's also a story whose ending hasn't been written yet. It is the story of a creature called energy. In the beginning, energy was taken from its home in the ground to be a caregiver for the world. We brought it here with the best intentions in mind, those of streetlights and warm beds. We brought it into our lives when it was small and cute and docile, and we welcomed its warmth and its convenience. Love you. Love you. But like a hungry child or a needy puppy, this creature needed constant attention. So we brought it close to our homes and our neighborhoods, and we welcomed it into our lives. A dependent relationship soon developed. It needed us to feed, and we needed it to power our machines, to heat our homes, and to cook our food. Of money. Just small amounts at first, but bigger and bigger over time.
Hello, energy. Huh? Huh? Thank you.
We kept feeding it till it grew to an enormous size and became cumbersome. It got so big and cumbersome, in fact, that we had to chain it up. Once enchained, businessmen and CEOs realized that it was easier than ever to turn a profit on the relationship between energy and people. They introduced energy to politicians.
Senator, I have a friend I'd like you to meet.
Hi, nice to meet you. I've heard so many great things about you.
You look famished. Would you like some more?
But the more energy ate, the hungrier it got. And soon its proportions grew until it had coiled itself so tightly around each city that not a single neighborhood lacked its presence.
Ah, look how big and strong I am!
Most of the time, energy was content to simply eat and work for the people. But other times there were problems. For one, it had really bad gas. The people who ate and worked breathed the dirty air and got sick.
The highway for our house wasn't good, and that the doctor said they don't know if that's why I have asthma, but I've had it since I was 4, and it's really scary, but sometimes when I try to breathe in, it won't go in. It feels like I'm drowning.
Another problem was that energy was kind of incontinent. It leaked everywhere, in the water, on the ground.
I'm sorry.
Thousands and thousands of barrels of oil a day are being spilled in the Gulf of Mexico, and toxics are being spilled so that the oil can sink. I feel sick.
With all the fish gone, how am I supposed to support my family?
I'm sorry, it was just an accident.
It's okay, don't worry about it. It was just a little puddle, nothing more.
Drill, baby, drill! Sometimes our attachment made us into monsters. There's oil on other lands.
Go get it.
And sometimes energy grew angry and restless in its confinement and burst out of its chains, hurting everyone and anyone in its path. We only thought we controlled it!
I was just backing away from the loading dock when I heard the first explosion. When you hear a blast like that, you already know what it is. I look back and see him in the street covered in flames. As we carried him across the street, we heard 2 more blasts from the loading dock.
I was at home when it happened. I went outside and I saw these clouds of thick black smoke. There's over 1,000 people that live in my community and we had to be all evacuated. So they were afraid that the jet fuel was gonna catch on fire. We live right by a hospital. I hope everyone got out okay.
My name is Yanaguana. You might also know me as the San Antonio River, but I am also the shade trees and the sky overhead. Like the oil spilling into the Gulf of Mexico, cut deep into the body of the earth. They say they don't know how much oil has seeped into the ground, into the groundwater, into me. 1,200 gallons of solvent, 800 gallons of crude oil, 400 gallons of naphtha, 1,000 gallons of jet fuel.
Stop, I don't like this story!
You don't like
Yeah, we don't like it in the end.
Actually, that's it. There's no ending yet, it hasn't been written. We can end it however we want. How should we end it?
Stop beating him!
Keep it in the ground.
Let me go for homes!
Stop offshore drilling.
Start business responsibly.
Let's come together to make sure we're safe where we work.
And where we live.
And when we go to school.
And we'll create something different.
What will it be?